Scientology wants your kids. Why? Because they're easier to mold into what they want them to be. Because they're a long-term investment. Most Scientologists these days are second, third, or even fourth generation. They need new, fresh meat. They target children by holding Easter egg hunts, Christmas parties, trying to get their material into schools, holding educational talks, having study groups, talent contests, and modelling agencies. Now, Scientology has always done this, so why am I talking about it now?
Hello. Sorry about that. A few technical glitches. G'day, everyone. How are we going? As usual, I'm winging it like my eyeliner. Going to try my best to make it work. But yeah, today I want to talk about this. So I'm just going to play a little thingy. Do it. What a carry on, eh? So some places in Scientology have done this already, but in Perth, they are having this celebration tonight, launching a new golden age and celebrating LRH's birthday. So, but before I get into it, I'm just going to say hello to everyone who's in the chat. We've got Sharon. Hello, thanks for being here, lovely. We've got the Gnome's Dad, who may be back shortly. We don't know. He said he came too early. I don't know. Oh, no, you're back. Yeah. Hi. We got the ever faithful Mad Drop Bear. G'day, mate. How you going? I don't know how to get this little chat thing off here. I don't know how to do it. It's kind of annoying. I don't like it. We got Monique Delaney. Sorry about that. Hey, thanks for being here. We've got D5, who is in Melbourne, who's a great protester and advocate. Jojo, the ever faithful, the beautiful, the Glaswegian, or Paisley, lovely lady who I've had the pleasure of meeting and miss very much. And hello to everyone else that's watching that's not in the chat. Yeah, so I really want to talk about this new golden age and what it possibly could be. Well, what we know what it's going to be. I think Tony Ortega has reported on it, as well as Apostate Alex. And I just want to show a little short that Liz did because she explains it really well. So for those of you who don't know Liz Gale, she is a ex or former Scientologist. I never know what to say because it's not really, I don't know, some people say victim, survivor. Yeah. Let me see, share screen. Where is she? She's not there. She's on my tabs, but she's not on there. Sorry, guys. Bear with me. There it is. Too many tabs. Oops. Oh, I have to press play, don't I? That would help. Oh, my gosh. Okay.
Recently, a new golden age of children has been released by Scientology's top tier level, which means this is a dissemination program directly targeted for children that is going to roll out worldwide. Multiple languages, multiple countries. They want the children. They want all the children, and they want them now. And I'm not even talking about 15-year-olds like this kid here. This fourth generation Scientologist who has already attained the spiritual state of clear, according to Scientology's grade chart or their bridge to total freedom, clear is a big deal. It's about halfway up and you can get a pretty fancy bracelet. You're allowed to buy that once you hit the level. So great. And at 15, he has many hours in the chair. Do you know what that means? That means he's been sitting in a windowless room, either receiving auditing or giving auditing, which is what Scientology calls its protected right as a religion to practice. But they're putting an electrical current through the body, and the person must sit very, very still and answer questions. And it doesn't matter if you don't answer, because there's a little needle on that e-meter there. And if it asks a question and the needle moves, that's the answer. It doesn't matter what you say. And so now this guy who's 15, he can start exploring his past lives. And my guess, and I'm talking from personal experience here, is that somewhere along the way in his 4th generation Scientologist journey, he found out he was a past life Scientologist who is back and ready to go, maybe even just all ready to hop onto the highest levels, the OT preps. Boom. I mean, if you're going to groom your kids, you may as well groom them in a way that saves you money, right? Because otherwise they would be paying for and doing all these lower level courses, which could be tens of thousands of dollars ultimately. So I see the game. I recognize the game. Scientology is coming for our children. Recently, a new golden age of children has been released by...
Sorry about that. I had a child come and interrupt. Yes, so she breaks it down pretty well there and explains what is going on. Yes. What are you saying? Yeah, it's grooming. Absolutely. So I thought we could have a look at kind of what they are doing. There is a list. I try to be organized, but I'm never as organized as I want to be. But basically they are releasing a series of books and courses, and I think it's mainly like old stuff but repackaged. So they've got things like this. They've got so obviously that's ARC, which is affinity, reality and communication. When I've spoken to former Scientologists in the past and we've spoken about ARC, I've been told it's a manipulation technique. It's reprogramming, in my opinion. It's teaching people, or children especially, like I said in the little intro, are easier to mold and shape and manipulate into little Ron-bots, basically. So, you know, for example, the use of ARC is to, from a sales point of view, if you wanted to, like, the way it's manipulation is basically, say there's a really shitty poster on the wall, right, and a customer comes in, or anyone really, and you're supposed to create ARC with them, have a good ARC triangle or whatever, because I think it's something like if one of the sides breaks, then it messes it up and you're out affinity, I think is what they say. Oh, hey Leanie, thanks for being here, darling. Yeah, so I mean, you could say, oh, look at that lovely poster on the wall. Isn't it a great poster? And the person who walked in was probably thinking, oh, it's a bit, yeah, it's all right, you know. But it's putting that sort of, I guess, power of suggestion, and, you know, so that's just one of the examples of manipulation. And they're having these events all around the world. Some of them are having it tomorrow. So this is the one in the Valley Church I think that's in California. They've got one in Melbourne tomorrow. I think they're doing it. Yeah, look, ribbon cutting ceremony. So this is the opening of child course rooms. They've already done it in Africa. I think, oh no, not that one. Well, I think that is in. But look at the size of this little girl. Oh my gosh, it just makes me feel sick. It's just. What little girl wants to be learning all this shit, you know? That's Melbourne again. So they're having an event tonight and then tomorrow for the kids. You know, they're milking it, which is this one. This is in Dublin. So 115th birthday celebration. All right, come on, guys. That's at 5 o'clock today in Dublin. And then we've got... There's just loads all over the place. This is Brisbane tonight. So they've probably had theirs already. Yeah, so it's going on all over Australia, all over the world. And these kids are, like I say, been taught like about ARC, but the one that bothers me, because there are quite a few books and courses, I mean, they all bother me, but if you look at this one, so understanding the mind, you've got parts of man, the 8 dynamics. Again, I think Liz Gale, I really value her content, because she breaks down these teachings, especially when it comes to children and stuff, because she is qualified in that field, explaining how it's basically reprogramming again. There's a lot of redefining of words and stuff like that, but the 8 dynamics, she explained that. In fact, I think I made a short with her saying it, is that you have to do the best for the best number of dynamics or whatever. If you're out of one of those, like it's either your fault or it's all about Scientology. It all comes back to slotting in these 8 things for the benefit of Scientology, but it's done in such a way that you think it's for your benefit, if that makes sense. So it's extremely manipulative, and in my opinion, extremely dangerous for children. They are not using their critical thinking. They're being given this guide that has been written by Hubbard to figure things out, to communicate, how to, your language, your learning, your thoughts, like your way of thinking. It's literally your way of feeling as well, because you have the tone scale. I should have got a picture of that, actually. I might actually find a picture of the tone scale. So you're taught how to do everything. It's like MK Ultra, which did come out around the same time. Well, before, actually, there was loads of other programs, but MK Ultra was in its prime around the time that Scientology started. He'd already done all Dianetics and all of that, and then that turned into Scientology. But yeah, it's just it's almost like a stripping down of the person and then building them up how you want them to be, like a Manchurian candidate basically. So, and it's all about all this praise, and you get like this kid's done the ARC course, the ARC course, and it's, oh, you're so like amazing, you've got your certificate and everything, and so they're all proud and everything. It's like a positive thing, and then you're on this high, and then as soon as you're like in that euphoric state, they're gonna sell you more courses. And they say on these events that they're free events, free ice cream and free this and free that, but none of these are free, because they are going to try and sell you a course. I mean, if you can see, I don't know if you can, it's not very good quality picture, but if you can see the title of the book that this little girl's holding, it's basically like how the mind works. And what's that going to be about? It's going to be about the reactive mind, isn't it? Which is not scientifically proven. So this is why I want to warn the people of Australia and the people around the world, obviously, that this is what their plan is. This is their plan. They're already doing it. They're already, setting up these course rooms, and they've got everything sort of, the books are all ready to go. So it's not good, but they've always targeted kids. Well, it target everyone, but I think it's important to spread awareness about the front groups, because every day I speak to a lot of people, and some people are still not aware of the front groups. So it's important to keep repeating ourselves, as advocates or protesters or YouTubers, or even, if you're not on YouTube or anything like that, just to see if people are aware of these groups. I spoke to a fireman yesterday, and he didn't realize that the Volunteer Ministers is a front group. So we can go through, I want to go through all the front groups, basically, the main ones anyway. So the first one, I'll just check chat, actually, because I can't, I'll have FOMO. Affinity, reality. What's affinity? Well, yeah. Okay, so the liking you have for a person or a thing. It's just, yeah. Yeah, so it's a positive reinforcement. And then, you know, so people might be thinking, well, what's bad about, you know, praising a child and raising their communication and stuff? But it has to be done in that way, and that way isn't necessarily the right way. And they're being told, like, kids should be able to figure stuff out for themselves and learn from their mistakes, not be programmed by a convicted felon, which L. Ron Hubbard was. He's not on Mars like they believe in Target 2 or whatever it is, Mars or Venus. The reason they're celebrating his 115th birthday is because they believe he's coming back, because they believe that we are all immortal beings. That's fine. Believe what you want, but don't force children to, you know, kids can't consent. They can't consent to being taught this. And it's proven to be very dangerous. And we know that from all of the survivors and the people that come forward and have spoken about their childhoods. And some have spoken about their lack of skills in dealing with traumatic situations and stuff. Oh, cool, Sharon. Yeah, so there's only one in Auckland. That's the only place they have an org. They used to, very, very, very long time ago, I think maybe mid-90s, possibly even 80s, they used to have a mission in Christchurch. But as far as I'm aware, the only one is in Auckland, and it's an ideal org. So, yeah. Oh, the books, yeah, they're written by Hubbard, yeah. So the first front group I want to show everyone, I'm sure you guys all know, but you never know. I'm hoping that more Aussies are going to watch. Please share the stream. You can share it on X, whatever it lets you share, you know, and try and get the word out there a bit more, because this is really, I tell you what's actually sort of triggered me to do this as well, which is a really, really disappointed. I was really disappointed to hear that Perth org has the highest gross index of the last 8 years. So since that ideal org has been there, this is their best year so far. They have the biggest amount of publics in there. So people going in there and paying for services and stuff. And that's not good, you know. And yeah, so this needs to be talked about again and again and again. You miss my squirrel head. He's up there. Do you want me to get him? Say hello. And look, I've got my proper mum hair on today. I didn't bother doing myself up because I've been moving furniture around. Hang on. We need a name. We need a name for this squirrel head. He's got his body inside his mouth at the moment, but yeah, this is my squirrel head. I actually want to go down to the org tonight. I might be a bit too hot in this. I don't know. It's really foggy outside. We've just been through a big storm, which was the tail end of a cyclone that was up the coast a bit further up. So yeah, it is really disappointing, Sharon. And you know, I need to get out there and do more. But I've been struggling with some health problems and stuff. But yeah, there's lots of things that people can do. So you can do in your suburb or, you know, country, town, state, whatever, is even just, and I'm going to create some blank templates of, you can email all of the shires and let them know about these front groups, you know, because they're the ones, a lot of the time, they are putting up their tents in parks, at festivals, what do we call it, markets. They go to the royal shows. I've even seen Dianetics. I've been told the Dianetics stall was in the hospital, in Perth Hospital. So they'll try anything. So yeah, anyway, let's see. Present. Oh my gosh, I used to be flawless at this. How can I've forgotten how to do it. Sorry, guys. All right. So this is the volunteer ministers. So these guys show up at natural disasters. So in Australia, they especially show up at bushfires, floods. This is their tagline, do something, something can be done about it, they usually say. And they have a heavy presence online, and they do actually recruit people through these free online courses. A lot of people, especially in South American countries and African countries. So they give you all these free courses. So like how to resolve conflicts, the dynamics of existence, and assists, which is another thing that they do. So they have been, I've actually found them, they were in a park near, well, here in Perth. And they were here in Perth, and what they do is they give out these assists. So the fireman that I spoke to, they hang on a minute, let me just go back so I can see you guys. Yeah, so the fireman that I spoke to, I think it was the day before yesterday, he didn't realize that these were Scientologists. And so they set up their tents at disaster sites and they offer assists. So an assist, there's all different types of assists. There's a contact assist, a nerve assist. And, you know, he said there was other people there as well that were giving out massages. Now, a massage is really important and really useful because, you know, they're getting the knots out of their body. You know, they work really hard, the old fireys. And but these guys are just sort of running their fingers down, and what they're doing is to do with your thetan. You know, there's no scientific proof that it's any use, that it does anything. I mean, I believe, you know, if you know about the placebo effect, that's really can be a really, really powerful, like mental kind of, I don't know, I guess, like, I mean, the placebo effect is power of suggestion again. And I guess, I mean, I read a book when I was younger, and there was this person that had an operation and was told that they were given pain relief, but they weren't. And they went through it with no pain. And that's the placebo effect. So if you're believing in this stuff, as Scientologists do, then I believe it's the placebo effect anyway. There's no scientific, well, I mean, for me, I don't believe in a thetan, you know, so it's supposed to be the whole energy things and all of that. Yes, and unfortunately, there is an end of life assist as well, but I think that's more kind of spoken, and you go through all of your things and eliminate all of the tie up all the loose ends that you need to tie up before you pass away, which doesn't sound harmful. But then you've got R245 or whatever, but that's a whole other show. Yeah, so you've got the volunteer ministers. So they go in parks, markets, they go to natural disasters, but a lot of the time they zhuzh up what they have done. They will pose, you know, moving bits of rubble and all things like that. And there's been a lot of times where, for example, a few years back, there was floods over east, and there was this guy putting up these posts with like bulldozers and things like that. And a guy that had like his shop flooded or whatever. And they said, we did this and we helped him rebuild his shop and blah, blah, blah. Well, I got in touch with that guy and he said, no, they just did these weird massages with me. So there's a point to them doing this. It's their PR. So they do this to get, it all goes basically back to the IAS event, or hang on a minute, actually, on this website. I'm sure when I first went on it had a little donate button. Where's it gone? There's always a little donate button. Not there when I want to show you, of course. But yeah, there'll be a donate button somewhere, and it's all PR. It's, yeah, it's just BS. Maybe it's in here. I don't know. I did see it. It might be on a different one that I had. Anyway, it doesn't matter. There's always money involved. And right, so they are meant to be, they do have charitable status here in Australia. That's another kettle of fish as well, which I'll go into a bit later. But they have charitable status here, and to qualify for that, you have to be doing certain things to help the community. So that apparently helps the community. Then they also, I'll go on to the next front group, which is CCHR, so the Citizens Commission of Human Rights. And there's a donate button right there. I don't know if you can see my cursor. These guys go around trying to find people that have had bad experiences with psychiatric care, which does happen sometimes. It's pretty rare with things like electric shock treatment and stuff like that. There's a lot of scaremongering from these guys. They have pop-up events showing these horrendous exhibitions. I've been in one undercover in London and then protested outside with Apostate Alex. They show like ancient techniques from decades and decades ago, like horrific images and stuff. They have done some good work in the past. They have helped shut down dodgy places. But overall, you know, when I was there and then outside, a guy who I was protesting with went in before me, and they were trying to get him to come to the org. So again, it's another recruitment like filter, I guess, filtering people in, and donations again, which all go to the IAS. Okay, so yeah, they have marches as well. I did write some notes. What did I write? And this is a big one. So the president of the CCHR, her name is Jan Eastgate, and I don't know how many of you Aussies or people around the world, it's a massive story. So there was a girl called Scarlett Hannah, and she's actually the daughter of the current president of AOSH ANZO, which is the Australian capital, which is in charge of the whole of Asia, like Japan, Taiwan, I've lost it, Indonesia, Philippines, Australia, and New Zealand. So, and her name is, oh my gosh, what's her name? Vicky Dunstan. So Vicky Dunstan, her daughter, Scarlett Hannah, she grew up in the Sea Org. She was treated terribly. And she was SA'd when she was 11 years old. And Jan Eastgate got her to lie to authorities so that this person could get away with it. Because although Scientologists are mandated reporters, and I had a discussion with a Scientologist outside Perth org actually talking about that, and he was saying, if I knew that was going on, I would report. They're mandated reporters, but it says in Hubbard policy that it is a high crime to report on another Scientologist. And I think I might even have that section here. Is that it? Yeah. So reporting or threatening to report Scientology or Scientologists to civil authorities in an effort to suppress Scientology or Scientologists from practicing or receiving standard Scientology. These are the high crimes. Bringing civil suits, demanding any return of donations, so writing anti-Scientology letters, so people say that they're going to report it, but it literally says in their policy not to, so go figure. So this poor 11-year-old girl was told to lie to authorities, and therefore he was not charged, this guy, so as far as I know. And then she did a runner to the States, so yeah. So that's that one. And then you have, what do we got next? This is a big one. These guys get everywhere. Foundation for a Drug-Free World. Again, free online courses. Oh, it's not showing. That's not very good. There we go. Sorry, guys. So online courses. Whoops, where are we? Oh, shittles. Hang on. Yeah, free online courses. It's the same thing, but these guys seem to really target. They go into schools and drug education, bloody talks and things like that. They have, I know, over Victoria and New South Wales, they have people driving around into remote towns and actually distributing these silly leaflets, which I've got one here. And I mean, this is just one from this is the main one, but there's a whole series of all the different drugs and stuff, but it misrepresents things. It doesn't, it's more scaremongering. So it says, what is it? It says something like, it's misinformation. So it says something like, the more you take of a drug, what was it? That all drugs work the same and blah, 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 or just false information, outdated information. And then it's like, well, so they're warning you about drugs, but what help do they offer? So they don't put any addresses for rehabs or psychiatric care. In fact, they dissuade people from using psychiatric drugs. It says, so it's going on about prescription drug abuse, antidepressants and all of that. You know, anything psychotropic, they are against. So they talk about it there. And then, yeah, there's no help, is there? So, yeah, you can tell people about drugs, but then give you an address in America. So they've got, where is it? Oh, they've got the drug-free ambassadors, right? So, and that's based in New South Wales. But then they've got Foundation for a Drug-Free World, Wilcox Avenue, Los Angeles, California. So that's the blue buildings, I think, pretty like that kind of complex. So like, what are you talking about? You know, nothing. So it's and again, all the donations go to the IAS, and I've spoken to them on a stall as well, and they have told me the whole, oh my gosh. So we're talking about Narconon. This is how bad it is in Australia, and everywhere, I believe. Australian Scientologists believe that there is a Narconon in Australia. There isn't. There's no Narconon in Australia. I had these guys, one of them was saying there's one in Queensland, one was saying there's one in Melbourne, one was saying Sydney. They didn't know their ass from their elbow, and they just, you know, but they assume that there is one because they've been told that. Oh, there's one opening soon here and blah, blah, blah. There isn't. We kicked them out. Aussies won't put up with it, you know? Yeah, so, and this, oh my gosh, is that who I think it is? No, it's not. This is the Kirribilli markets. Loads of different markets. They get these people to sign these pledges, which mean absolutely nothing. It's just another kind of making people feel good about doing something. Yeah, so, and they'll send you free stuff. So that is the drug-free world. I think, and then you have the Dianetics Foundation. It's the same shit with all of them. Tents, info, trying to make themselves look like they're doing something. Yeah, and it all funnels back to this place. Oh, there's a donate button. And you can see them talking about, did that come up? Yeah. You can see them talking about the whole bushfire stuff. Thousands of firefighters are working day and night as bushfires rage across several states in Australia, blah, blah, blah. And then they're going to come in and give them a touch assist. Like, what the fuck? You know? And it was funny because this guy was saying, well, that was really kind of creepy. They also have children doing these assists, and they have to run their hands, they run their fingers up the inside of people's legs, men's legs, women's legs. Yeah, not okay. There used to be one in Melbs. What's that? Used to be what? Oh yeah, the Vic bus. The Vic, right? So yeah, so that's another thing I uncovered. I found out the Vic government, there was you have to get the most amount of votes, and it's like a government grant, and they won it because obviously they're going to have all these Scientologists around the world, the whole 25,000. They won the vote and they got 40 grand to purchase a drug-free world like camper, and this guy goes off on a jolly driving around disseminating, putting all these bloody books in police stations. Yeah, so but they do that. I know they've got them in Belmont because that's the nearest police station to the org here. If you go into a police station and you see these leaflets and stuff, please tell them that it's Scientology, and yeah, just educate them and ask them to take it, take them out, because I mean, I've done that a few times to different ones. I'm always checking. Yeah, so you can write to your shire. You can go into the police stations and check to see if they've got drug-free world. You can just expose what the hell they're doing, and then it's bollocks, Yeah, oh yeah, they're knocking on. Yeah, there used to be one in Melbs, and you worked there, didn't you? Yeah, I bet that was interesting. We'll have to have you on one day to talk about it. How many subs have you got, Mad? If people aren't subbed to Mad the Drop Bear, please give him a sub. Because if he reaches 100, he's going to come on here with me. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, so the child in Edinburgh org. Yes, yeah, that's why I said it. Yeah. So Amira's personally witnessed that. I think it was a 13 or 14-year-old doing the nerve assist where you have to run your fingers up the inside of someone's legs. You got enough? No, you need 100. I'll be checking. Yeah, so it's just all creepy. It's not okay. Yeah, and then they have other ones. They have Youth for Human Rights. They have Youth for Human Rights. A few years back, they tried to put that into all the schools, and that was all over the news, and they got taken out. Thanks, Joe. Yeah, it's a really small camper. I'll try it. Let me see if I can find it for you, mate. It looks a bit shite. Hang on a minute, because then I'll lose that one. You can see them on Facebook. Facebook's a great resource for finding Scientologists. Shouldn't say that because they'll go into more into hiding, but yeah, they're just so these are all ways that they are targeting people and kids. They go for schools, you know. Let me see if I can find the guy with the van who sent me a friend request. I'm like, yeah, no, mate, I don't think so. How do you get friend requests? Oh my god, they keep changing Facebook. Where is he? Oh, here we go. Right, so see all. Hang on one sec. Bear with me. See, there he is. Oh my god, this guy. This guy. Where do you see this bloody guy? Hang on. Where is it? No, it's not that one. All right. Yeah. All right. So this is the guy that drives the bus around. Oh, Georgie boy. He has got the clear bracelet. You can't see it there. He fancies himself. He was standing there in his fucking Kmart boxers. He's got the clear bracelet tattooed around his wrist with a bloody cigar. Yeah. Drug-free world, living it up. Where's the van? Van will be here somewhere. Hang on. You can see it, can't you? I'm just checking. Yeah, right? Dickheads with cigars. Say, Joe. Where's his van? Don't tell me see me talking about it. It's taking it down. Oh, gosh. Oh, there you go. Look, Eric Berg, the old, anyone who doesn't know, doctor, who's just a chiropractor. Well, I mean, chiropractors, like, I don't know. Yeah. I'm not going to talk about chiropractors, but yeah, Dr. Eric Berg is a Scientologist, if you didn't know. Oh, here's another one. Oh, shit. I just followed her. Actually, fuck it. I will follow her. Yeah. This one is the Queensland disseminator of drug-free world, and she goes around in a car like this, and she goes into remote towns and stuff. Oh, Judy, it's all right for me to say her name because she's here, you know. But yeah, George, I'll see his van. But not only did they get 40 grand for a drug-free world van, 40 grand. They got 10 grand for wrapping the VM van as well, the volunteer minister's yellow van. They got all that artwork put on there. They got a grant for that as well. I should just go at photos, shouldn't I? I don't really want to look through photos of him with his top off and stuff. What's he doing? There we go. There it is. Yeah. He's done a screenshot of his picture. It's a bit small, isn't it? But yeah, that's the van outside the org there. And apparently it's a camper. Doesn't look really, unless, yeah, there must be a bed in there. I don't know. So, yeah. What you reckon, eh? It's not going to be as good as, what's going on with your bus, Naomi? I saw something about you going around with a mate. You got 50, have you? Oh, yeah. Have you hit the road? You've started traveling yet? I'd love to get a camper. One day. But yeah, there are 9 buildings, 9 Scientology buildings in Australia. You've got the Perth Ideal Org. You've got the Melbourne Ideal Org. Melbourne's also got a life improvement centre, which is someone's house. You can go and have the purification run down there. We have the Adelaide Org. I'm going to do a whole thing about this, like put all the pictures together and stuff. We've got the Adelaide Org on Pulteney Street in Adelaide, in this, I think it's near the city. Then they have bought a building which they're going to make into an ideal org. An ideal org has to be a certain size, and it has to have like 100 staff members or something like that. It's a real estate scam, in my opinion. Then you've got, where am I up to? You've got Brisbane. They've just got a little org, but they've purchased a piece of land with a big building on it, and they're going to knock that building down and make an ideal org. You've got Canberra, which is the same. It's another tiny little org. I've got photos of these. I don't know if you want to see them. I'll do a whole thing about the buildings. Canberra, yeah, they've got a huge building that needs all renovating and stuff. Same with who have I missed out? Canberra, Brisbane, Adelaide. And then you've got Sydney, who's got Chatswood, huge building, gigantic, which is the headquarters. Then you've got this little mission, which they're also trying to make ideal. The light, I can never say it. Lightheart, I think. Lightheart. Hang on, I'll show you it. The Lightheart mission. This has been around. So these guys have been around for over 10 years, but I think they purchased a building a couple of years ago. But yeah, you know, there we go. Stress test somewhere. Oh, that's in front of Westfield. Oh, that was in February, yeah. So yeah, just look out for events. If you see them in a shire, in a park or something, you can contact your local shire if you want to and let them know. I've been very successful with that and had them shut down quite a few times. But I think I'm just going to start, after seeing this bloody thing, I'm going to start Leichhardt, you reckon? I don't know. After seeing that about Perth, I'm going to start there's over 300 suburbs in Perth, but I'm going to start like a list, and I'll just go down the list and send a load of emails, you know, just copy and paste. It needs to be done. Yeah, I don't want these buggers in my yard. So I'm just trying to think of stories of children in Australia, like specific stories, because of all anonymous and everything. Which was phenomenal, and they did cut down Scientology a lot. So a lot of people left because of Anonymous and Leah Remini's show and stuff like that. Yeah, they've kind of gone undercover, I reckon, and they're doing things. You know, you don't see them out on the street as much, and they're kind of doing things online. But there are stories when we used to have someone called Brian Seymour, who Australia was actually the country that reported on Scientology the most in the world, like the record amount of articles and interviews and stuff like that. So I'm going to show you this. This is about children. Now, this is from a few years back when Melbourne was in Russell Street, the Scientology. But this is how bad it was. Hang on. I'll just show a little bit of it because I got copyrighted before, so for showing things. So if you're watching on the replay and it's gone silent, it's because it got copywritten. We see it? Yeah. All right, hang on.
They're both children.
Yeah. Well, he's like 12 or 13.
Yeah.
And probably about 15 or 16.
Young girl should be in school. Is she getting homeschooling?
No.
Well, they would say she is.
Well, there's a couple of hours a day that she gets.
Who, this one here?
Yeah, that's unsupervised.
Unsupervised and untested. Our source claims only 2 of the children get that. The rest, he says, get no homeschooling.
Well, the official line, that is what the org will tell you, is that they get homeschooling. But when I was last there was 2 of them that were getting at most 2 hours a day unsupervised.
We spoke to one former child Scientologist who is no longer part of the group. She was still too upset to appear on camera, though she has written an account of her time in Scientology.
The manual labour was exhausting. I wasn't sleeping well, averaging 5 hours a night. The food was so awful, I couldn't bear to eat anything more than toast and bits of salad. I had already been verging on the side of emaciated when I was living in Melbourne. I was unspeakably miserable, but there was no way out.
We've also been contacted by other former Scientologists claiming this happens in Sydney and in every city where Scientology has set up here. I've repeatedly invited the Church of Scientology to respond to our story. They refused to speak with me. But through a third party, Scientology spokesperson Vicky Dunstan says that this story she knows came from David Graham, that he has real problems. In fact, as you've seen, the story did not come from David Graham. She says there are 5 children being homeschooled in the Melbourne branch and they are above average. They love being there with their parents. No children, she says, work 40 hours a week. They simply run the odd errand. Brian Seymour has been hitting us for a year. He has a campaign to destroy us and is working with Anonymous. There is no campaign. I'm not working with any protest group. I'm simply reporting something that more and more ex-Scientologists are desperate for you to hear.
Oh shit, I'll stop sharing it. Ah, sorry guys. We missed you, Brian.
Minors who sign it to a staff contract.
I want to see the contract brought out into public.
And here it is, a Scientology staff contract. It commits the minors who sign it to a 2.5 or 5-year stint as a Scientology staff member. Among the 30 conditions and commitments, a promise that you are not with the media, that you don't have debts that will stop you paying for things, that your parents are not against Scientology, you have no history of or treatment for mental illness.
Have you complained about this to the authorities?
Yes.
Victoria's Workplace Ombudsman is investigating Scientology's employment of children. The Victorian Department of Education says it will base its inquiries on information we've provided to them.
The only study that he gets is Scientology study. That's learning how to be a staff member.
What about numeracy, literacy, English,
No.
basic, rudimentary sociology, history?
No.
So yeah, you get the idea. Yeah, absolute BS. Kids not getting proper education, and they said that the ombudsman is investigating them. This was over 10 years ago, and nothing came of that. And children are still working for Scientology. In Perth, here in Perth, there was a 9-year-old in charge of the purification rundown, and they have been apparently bringing people through the drug-free world stuff, getting people that want to go to rehab who can't go to Narconon because there is no Narconon. They have individual agents that will refer them to this drug treatment, the purification rundown, in the orgs. So that means there was a 9-year-old working at a drug rehab inside their church. All right. So the 9-year-old isn't there anymore, but there's still a 14-year-old, you know? So that's not okay. Anyway, so one more story and then I'm going to have to go because I might go and pop down to the org. Let's see. Because they'll be having their dinner now, and then they have their dinner and then they do all the stupid playing the thing on the screen.
This teenager is facing a grim future. Just 16 years old and soon to be charged over a murder. The boy from Ryde turned up to the Scientology headquarters at Chatswood yesterday to see his mum, but he left in handcuffs after allegedly slashing the throat of a 24-year-old Taiwanese member who'd been trying to escort him out.
Good man.
A second employee survived the attack. It's a fortress at the best of times, but a day after the death, even the police needed approval to get in. The church's hired muscle, making sure members kept quiet.
Were you there when the stabbing happened? Do you know the man that was involved?
They will be in total damage control because the Taiwanese Scientologists are the big money spinner.
Police believe yesterday's attack was related to a family dispute and not the church. But for an organisation shrouded in secrecy, it's created unwanted scrutiny.
will be all about how they can spin this so that Scientology comes out maybe not smelling like roses, but with the least amount of stink attached to it.
However it's spun, there's a teenage boy at the centre of it. Tiffany Genders, 9 News.
So what happened with this is the mum was a Scientologist. Oh, shit. Yes, we know about the fuel crisis. My gosh. Petrol's like double what it was. Yeah, so that was in Chatswood, and that's in Sydney. That's the main headquarters. And yeah, there was a 16-year-old, his mother, Taiwan. There are a lot of Taiwanese, especially in Sydney. That's their main recruiting country that they recruit from. And they also have around 14, 15 buildings, I think 11 churches. And then they have like Narconon and Criminon and all sorts of life improvement centers and missions and everything over there in Taiwan. It's huge, and they're making a lot of money off them. Anyway, she'd come over to probably do OT8 or whatever, I don't know. Or not OT8, OT7, whatever. And her son, who had mental health problems, was brought over, and I believe they were trying to get him to do the purification rundown, and he resisted. He didn't want to do that. He was also, I believe he was schizophrenic and possible autism as well. And he was looking at porn on his iPod or whatever, and they were like trying to take it away from him and stuff. And you know, there was more to it than that. I'm sure that if he was on any psychiatric drugs, he would have been taken off them. And it just mirrors what happened with Ellie Perkins' son, and many other cases where people have been taken off their psychiatric drugs and then just gone troppo. And he ended up like they said, across the throat and stabbed this person. And unfortunately, they lost their lives. So that 16-year-old boy, I believe he was deported, but yeah, a Taiwanese national lost their life. And again, you know, there's another one, the Revsbury stabbings. There's another 25-year-old who was taken off her psych meds, again, schizophrenic, and she tried to kill her whole family. She killed her 15-year-old sister. She killed her dad and stabbed her mum many times as well. So there were so many horrific incidences that have happened here in Australia, you know, and need to continue to be spoken about. And yeah, awareness spread. The last census, I think it was 4 years ago, so the census will be coming up next year. It was 1,155 Scientologists in Australia. And I believe it'll be less this year, next year when it comes out. I hope so. But it doesn't really matter to me, the numbers, because every single one person, an average of 3 people are affected by that one person. I mean, and when we were protesting, the last time I was protesting outside Melbourne Org with a few others, there was people that went past that were telling us their stories. I put up a short, you know, of this guy saying how his, I think it was his neighbor or something, like committed suicide because of what the financial pressure they were put through. They lost everything. Yeah, there's Alice Wu as well. I've got her story up on my channel. She was a Taiwanese national again, and she was put in what we believe she was put in the introspection rundown, which is where you're locked in a room. Yeah, and she smashed a window to try and escape and sliced all her hand, and she just completely went just mental, you know, and she's never been the same since. She has to be spoon-fed. She shuffles along, and it's just horrific. It's absolutely horrific. So do we want children anywhere near this? I don't think so. I certainly wouldn't want my child anywhere near it. So please, please, please help spread the word. If anyone wants to protest in Australia, we have D5 in Melbourne. You've got me in Perth, but often, or every now and then, I'll go to other cities as well. I'll try my best to go wherever I can. Obviously, it's not cheap, and I'm just little old me, you know. So yeah, anyone who wants to come along, the next one will be in Adelaide next month. If you're in Adelaide or can make it to Adelaide, please email me. I've got a new email address now. I've still got my old one, will still be working, but so have I got a thingy, my Bobby? Oh, this is Dee's email address. And then mine's perthaudit@gmail.com or a voice down under@gmail.com. I'll see if I can change it. I don't know. Yeah, anyway, I'll just leave that up for now. Is there any questions from anyone? Oh, you got Ophelia in Sydney, yeah? Yeah, she might want to go out. And Mad, come on, guys. Come on, mate. You've got to get out there. Mad's been out a few times. Mad, you went to a CCHR thing with Dee. That was really good. And did some undercover filming. And you've been to Melbourne with us. Yeah, outside Melbourne org. So, yeah, it is very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. I can't imagine what getting off schizophrenia medicine would be like. Like, it's just, you can't just stop that cold turkey. Very, very dangerous. Yeah, I mean, and these are only the stories that have been found out. Imagine all the other stories. I'm sure there are many, 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 many tragedies. Yes. So, yeah, I'm just trying to think whether I should go down the org or not. I have printed out some leaflets, my non-confrontational leaflet, which I've got that I might hand outside. I don't know which is this one. So it's a kind of, I'm just sort of, I don't know, trying to plant some seeds without making them feel, do you know what I mean? Making them feel attacked or anything. About safe pointing and yeah. And then there's more on the other side, obviously. And we've got the CCHR leaflets. These are all available to download from fsciento.space. And it's got the stories in there. It's got Alice Wu's story. We've got Linda Willicke, which is the stabbings in Revesby in New South Wales. And then Whitney Mills, of course, who is still, there's still a court case going on for Whitney Mills. I believe the family settled with Scientology, but it's still going on with Dr. Minkoff and LifeWorks, which I would love them to get bloody done for that. Like, he's dangerous, in my opinion, Dr. Minkoff. There's been many deaths and people being promised that they can be cured from cancer from his special IV drips and stuff, and doing that and paying for that rather than getting proper treatment and then passing away. So he is, yeah, Dr. Death, in my opinion. Hey, Cricket Cinema, I'm just about to jump off because I might, I don't know, I hate going down there on my own. The other reason I'm speaking out and trying to spread a bit more awareness is that now that they have their FEBC team back from FLAG, they've done all their stupid training, which makes them feel like they're on top of the world and in charge of everything and uber confident, thinking that they're going to convert everyone to Scientology and create a clear planet. So they are going to be right up their own asses at the moment. So I feel a bit weird going down there by myself. I wish some people could come out in Perth and yeah. Oh, thanks, Naomi. I'm kind of thinking about it. I just don't know. I might just go there for like half an hour. I don't know. Yeah. And it's foggy and rainy and what do you reckon? I'll catch them on the way out of the event. Should I go? Put one in the chat if you think I should go. They're probably watching this now. But I'm not going to say what time I'm going to turn up. Yeah, I'll stream, I promise. I will, of course. Yeah, I have to for my safety. You know, they've lied and said that I was inside their building when I wasn't, and the police have rocked up. And yeah, you think I should go? Oh, I don't know. How many people are in the chat? And you just like, so we've got 13 people here and we've got 3 ones. We'll put two if you think I shouldn't. I don't know. I could go for you guys though. I don't know, man. I don't know. You'll be asleep. Yeah, sorry, Dee, the bloody time. I can't wait to see you, girl. A few more weeks and we'll be up to some shenanigans. Yeah, no, I do want to go. I do. And I need to get over the, you know, I'm not scared of them at all. I don't know what it is. I just, I don't know. I haven't been down there for so long. It is a bit overwhelming, but I always get like this, and then when I go down there, I'm fine, you know. Like last time I went with my friend, and we did we tried to do like a Lisa McPherson memorial. We lit some candles and stuff, but we forgot mozzie spray, and we were just getting eaten alive. You want to see it? All right, that's it. You've sold me. I'm going to go down. Yeah. Oh my gosh, imagine the FEBC team coming back to that and there's freaking like 4 letters or whatever it was missing. All right, I'm going to go down and check out the letters. That's it. You've given me some inspiration now. You've inspired me to go down there. Serious. Man, I love you, man. You do make me laugh. All right. Yeah, no, I'm going to do it now. That's it. You've sold me. I know. Remember, they're just pricks in suits. They honestly, all this stuff, all these courses, they're just... I feel sorry for them, but at the same time, people, you're getting milked for all your money, for the rantings of a madman, and none of it means anything in the real world. And all these executive people are just pricks in suits. They really are. So yeah, there you go. Stick that in your pipe and smoke it. All right, I'm going to go get ready then. I'm not going to say what time I'll be down there, but oh mate. Should I try going in again? The last few times I've gone down there, I've actually made a leaflet that suits the event, educating them about Lisa McPherson, etc. And I've managed to go in and give them one at the desk. So I haven't made anything especially for this event. I ordered a banner for Liz Gale and Ellie Perkins because they lost their lives on Hubbard's birthday. And they're celebrating his stupid birthday tonight. So yeah. But yeah, anyway, I've got our old intro, Where My Squirrel Head. No, I think I might just stand where the cars are and just stand there like just innocently handing out leaflets, you know. Anyway, I've told them my plan now, but yeah, I'm not going to wear my squirrel head. I need someone with me to do the squirrel head. Yeah. They might think I'm a loon. They're going to think I'm a loon? Fucking hell. All right, anyway, so I've got my old theme tune to play you out with, guys. Thank you so much for popping in. Lots of love to everyone. Keep speaking out, keep sharing everyone's streams and supporting each other. Yeah, the more the merrier. And yeah, let's just spread the awareness of the abuses of Scientology. All right. I'll catch you next time.
From the southern skies, a voice rings true. Sydney to Perth, bringing the news, exposing the lies, the secrets, the pain, fighting for justice, breaking the chains. A voice down.